It's about United being able to hang on to this now 1-goal cushion they have here at 3-2. I mean, think back to where they were in this game. They were 2-0 up, they were 3-1 up, and now it's down to just within 1 again. So United here entering this essentially second half of play. We'll be hoping that it's not a similar fashion. Not now attacking from right to left to start this second half.
Remember, Nantes on match day 4 scored a 96th minute equaliser. They'll take a 46th minute equaliser now. Just as Harry was mentioning, just a reminder, the game is still 3-2 to United. We're now playing the first half, which is essentially the second half. The match will finish on 45 minutes.
Koulibaly. Simon. Looking for the man in the box. Unfortunately there, Eric Bailly will be fouled. So, FC Nantes fan. Tough one to see because they were looking promising there. Potentially a goal kick here to Manchester United. Winning the ball well in the middle of the pitch with Scott McTominay, and comes Martial with Rashford in support. Look out for Damani Mella in the middle as well. Back to McTominay. Damani Mella wrestling with Nantes defenders and winning. For once again Damani Mella in the middle. He has been solid for Manchester United, playing for the under-23s. Drafted up to the first team here. Pro Albon Lafont there. See Nantes goal knife dangerously, and it's 3-on-3 here momentarily at the back. Scott McTominay. The matter dealt with in the end.
Interesting, actually, it's under 23 football. Plenty can leave in January to go on loan. Not Mella, fortunately for Manchester United.
Limbombe tackled well by Lindelof. Ermond is here. Koulibaly though was fortunately running the wrong way. Matter. That man Mella, but Trin has done so well to read the play. Ermond. Prado back to him now. Maguire getting a foot to the ball, and it's just enough. And frustrations on the stage are starting to creep in. Prado. It's out by Maguire. Well, Eldridge O'Neill there doing defensive duties, and that's a ball for Martial to chase. Will he get there first? Not defender. Had a yard on him. That will be the difference here. 20 minutes gone. Don't forget, this is essentially the second half of the first game between these two clubs. Not in the ascendancy, but that one's cut out. Matter now. Oh, Damani Mella. That's a good ball, and he's through 1-on-1. Can he beat Lafont in goal? No, he can't. Roxer with the manual goalkeeping.
Salve, salve, rapaziada, Magos do Pés aí, trazendo aí a transmissão do eFootball Pro, galera. Manchester United contra o Nantes. Mano, como que o cara me perde esse gol, velho? Vocês podem ver que não é só a gente que perde esses gols. Os caras que são profissionais perdem esses gols também.
Everyone making changes as if it is the last 10-15 minutes, which is almost what it is actually. These changes coming even earlier, halfway through this half of football. Huge half. Manchester United look to see out the points, which would be enough for them to move above Nantes ahead of their return fixture, which will take place directly after this.
Don't forget Cams.
Ali o trio do Manchester United e o trio do Nantes. Eu acho que, cara, poderia ser melhor representado esses trios. Tem vários jogadores bem melhor que esses caras aí, mas a gente não entende qual é o critério que eles têm para fazer essas contratações, né? De brasileiro aí só foi o Henriquinho e o Guifera, mas tem vários outros jogadores brasileiros aí excelentes, né? Ó, Nantes. Nossa, quase, mano.
With a tremendous clearance, Ostrubuch that was on defensive duties for United.
Own goal written all over it, didn't it?
Dangerous area to be fizzed into.
Você vê que os escanteios dele sempre são no batida rasante. Ali o cara já vai fechando no primeiro pau. Bom que a gente vê esses jogos também, que a gente aprende bastante.
Comes out to Limbombe. We'll come back to him. Crin. For you, Anand.
Tá 3-2 Manchester United. Olha o passe manual. Os caras forçam muito o passe manual, cara. Aí é gol, hein?
David De Gea with a
Nossa, o De
save.
Gea defendeu ali.
Eldridge O'Neil just
Então,
cheating him
foi
across.
a
That would have been the
defesa manual
equaliser for FC Nantes.
do cara.
It's brought back actually. Foul on FC Nantes man from Matic. All swung in. Look out for Ewan.
Batidinha correr esperar ali, né? Clássica.
FC Nantes though still on the prowl.
Olha o gol! De
Eldridge
Gea,
again
mano.
with David De Gea.
Cara, os caras manjam muito no goleiro manual.
Saves once again.
Os caras manjam
Now, this
demais
is the
no
one
goleiro
thing that
manual,
the
velho.
resetting of the match does do, of course, is that yellow cards are nullified, and Manny Matic has now picked up 2 in this fixture.
Você vê a formação do Nantes ali, ó. Eles jogam com MLE, MLD, 4 zagueiros, né? Agora tem um cara ali na frente ali do Manchester United bugado, tal de Bulgai, mano. No eFootball Pro, galera, no eFootball Open, as notas elas são balanceadas.
Lingard getting a run out as well. Have to see if Pogba features here for Manchester United as they enter essentially the last 15 minutes of this match. Currently poised 3-2.
Olha lá, a nota dele 85, galera.
I think the last one was Bruno Fernandes they called. So be an eFootball Pro debut for Fernandes.
Dá um salve pro meu amigo Sidney. Tamo junto, Sidney. Curta aí o confronto aí dos profissionais aí do Manchester United e Nantes, cara. Partida manual, deu pra brigar ali no Bulgai. McTominay.
And for Manchester United, final few moments are all about weathering the storm. Or you don't concede a late equaliser. Bamba side to Crin. Looking for Ewan.
Mano, os caras eles não brincam ali atrás. Só a gente mesmo, cara, que é amador que fica tentando sair tocando a bola ali atrás. Vocês viram que os caras que são profissionais não fazem isso. E os caras forçam, ó. Lançamento o tempo todo, os caras forçam. Pro futebol feio. Futebol feio, cara.
Can they conjure up what needs to change? FC Nantes, I mean, they got 2 goals before the restart.
Quite interesting there, by the way. Manchester United again stopped the game, and there was some groans and
Salve Mike, beleza? Salve Vitor Campos. Galera aí tá aqui no canal curtindo aqui os confrontos do eFootball Pro. Quer ver, galera, ó, os caras ali bagão pra frente, não tem essa de jogar bonito não. Você vê, o Manchester United já pegou, botou ali um atacante só. Salve Juari, beleza, cara?
Touch, but it's enough that we've all played against people like that. Yeah. Sometimes when you're amongst friends, you ban it, don't you? You say you are not allowed to do that.
Ball is only paused after it goes out of play.
Os caras querem um resultado de qualquer jeito, cara.
Yeah.
Or you hit them over the head with a pillow.
Yes, there is also
ali as formações deles ali, as avançadas. Aí os caras botaram um atacante só, velho. Somente um atacante. Você vê, o time do Manchester é bem melhor. Assim, apesar dos overalls ser balanceados, mas as habilidades da cartinha do jogador influenciam muito, cara. Um chute de primeira, um passe sem olhar, passe em profundidade, essas coisas influenciam demais. Aí, ó, não tem brincadeira lá atrás não, ó. É bago pra frente, mano. É bagão pra frente, mano.
The ball out here for United. Can't make anything of it, and
aí eu sinceramente, galera, eu não vejo nada demais nesses caras. Pra mim não tem nada de diferente nesses caras. Pra muitos brasileiros aí que são excelentes. Mas foi o que eu falei, cara, eu não entendo qual é o critério que eles têm pra fazer essas contratações. Cara, que golaço, hein? Que golaço de falta, mano. Que golaço. Vitor, tem que entrar no link oficial, cara, do eFootball Pro. Quando você ligar seu videogame, você já vai ver. Então, Juari, essa premiação de 10 mil euros é um MVP que eles dizem, né? Que é sobre o quem faz mais pontos na rodada pelo cooperativo. Entendeu? Quem faz mais pontos na semana, no caso, né? Por exemplo, tem ali, quando você joga co-op, tem ali suas notas no cooperativo, que você vai acumulando pontos. Por exemplo, você ficou com 2.000 pontos lá, quem dá assistência, dá passe pra gol e tal. Alô? De Gea. Eu vi que teve uma vez aí que o Etorito ganhou. O Etorito ganhou aí o MVP 10.000 pontos. E o cara ganhou 10.000 euros, cara.
Wow, and you know those cheers are from all of the other clubs who want to know how tight it's going to be to finish.
Salve Sérgio Silva, beleza, cara? Cara, o link é em inglês, inclusive a transmissão é em inglês.
What a game, slightly disrupted, but it's finished 3-3. And that, for me, I think the most entertaining match of the day thus far. Thank goodness we have another fixture between the two coming up in a couple of minutes' time.
Absolutely. Hopefully it's not a more cagey affair as we saw between Bayern München and Juventus earlier on. But
gol do Martial aí. Aí são os melhores momentos da primeira partida. Esse O'Neal aí é até um bom jogador, cara. Mas os demais ali, sinceramente, eu não curto não, mano.
FC Nantes are just kings of the late goal. And if Roxa was able to stick that one home, I think that would have been a match ball for himself as well. So, well.
Na verdade, quem ganha é o jogador, né, Juari? Eu não vi quem foi que ganhou, não sei se foi o Gui, o Henriquinho ou o De Palma. Mas esse dinheiro vai pro cara, velho. Esse dinheiro vai pro cara, mano.
Tap L1 as you hit the shoot button, it just lofts it over them, and it's an easy goal. But as we say, in the emotion of the situation, in the anticipation of it,
aí tá mostrando os melhores momentos, né? Intervalo do jogo. Intervalo do jogo aí. Salve Cleitão. E aí, beleza, Mito? Galera aí que tá dando audiência pra gente, ao invés de tá dando audiência pra Konami. Olha que bugada, velho. Cara, não é só com a gente, não. Futebol profissional também tem essas coisas feias, mano. Salve Marcos Roberto. E aí, mano, beleza? Aí eles estão mostrando os melhores momentos do intervalo. Já vai começar o segundo tempo aí. O Manchester United tá perdendo de 1-0. Acho que eles fizeram a escolha errada, cara, de querer jogar com um atacante só, onde ele estava com a vantagem apenas de um gol. Então, Juari, o que acontece? Pode ser sim, cara, que o pessoal divida, mas aí é entre eles lá, entendeu? Aí é entre eles. Pode ser, cara, pode ser que os caras tenham dividido sim. Olha esse gol que o cara perdeu, velho. Olha isso, mano. Nossa. Salve Barretão, e aí, Mito? Olha esse gol, velho. Golaço, hein? Golaço, cara. Um belo gol de falta. DG ali nada pôde fazer.
Argue he cost them 2 points by not converting that one-on-one at the end, but realistically he was the one who gained them the point in the first place, controlling Albon Lafont in the FC Nantes net, making that save and then also firing, really rifling the free kick home. So rare we see a direct kick free kick scored
aí o trio do Nantes.
in the eFootball Pro League, and he's pulled it off.
Eu não conhecia nenhum desses caras do Manchester United. Eu apenas conheci o O'Neal.
FC Nantes certainly with the wind in their sails.
Aí o escudeto do Manchester United. Salve Ricardo Silva, Júnior, beleza, mano? Aquele ditado combinado não sai caro. Sim, com certeza, pô. E, cara, eu sinceramente acho que é isso, cara. O pessoal deve acabar dividindo sim, entendeu? Porque é um trio, né? Então a galera deve ser muito fechamento. Porque senão vai ficar aquele negócio, o cara vai jogar pra fazer mais pontos. Porque se você apertar quadrado pra afastar a bola de qualquer jeito, você faz bastante ponto, pô.
may just look at that last chance and go, that was how important it was. And for either team, you had
aí os caras ali, o Manchester United já voltou pra formação no 4-3-3. Foi o que eu falei, eu achei que eles fizeram uma coisa que foi meio burrada, mas botar um atacante só, cara, eu acho que não foi uma boa escolha não, cara. Porque eu prezo pelo seguinte conceito: se você tá com o adversário pressionando você em cima e você bota mais 4 zagueiros e 4 meio de campo e apenas um atacante, você fica chamando ele pra cima de você mesmo, entendeu? Então acho que não é uma boa ideia. Vai começar o segundo tempo aí. Aí, galera, a tabela, o Mônaco aí, o trio do Usman e do Loft tá em primeiro. E aí o trio do Alex Aguacil tá em segundo, galera. Vocês podem ver ali que são 21 pontos do Mônaco, 20 pontos do Bayern de Munique e 17 da Juventus, trio do Torito. O trio do Guifera aí com o Henriquinho tem apenas 15 pontos, mas dá pra brigar, galera. Ah, pois é, cara, a galera flodando lá o chat lá. Pô, sacanagem isso, né, cara? É muito chato aquilo mesmo, os caras botando 100. Os caras são foda, né? Os caras são foda, mano. Toda hora 100 coins. Aí não dá, né?
We almost prophesized it in that there are so many 12 pointers essentially playing today on match day 5 that it was set up for this sort of drama and this sort of gameplay that we're seeing on the stage, which is again what we all want to see.
Yeah, no one's clear at the top, no one's cut adrift at the bottom. Long may that continue because it makes every
Todo mundo flodando a merda do chat lá. É um saco aquilo, mano.
Don't look especially happy despite the fact that came into this game with
Ricardo Júnior fica doido com aquele negócio lá. Cara, é muito chato, a galera fica postando toda hora 100 coins. Qual a necessidade disso, cara? Qual a necessidade disso? Eu sinceramente não entendo. Vai começar a partida aí de novo, galera.
Still play properly, we can still play with this team. And you know, these guys have like I say, they would have researched their teams to the nth degree and they'll know what their teams are capable of and what they're not capable of.
So we kick off then. Second game between these two football clubs.
Agora, esse Bailey eu acho um excelente zagueiro, galera. Aí, viu? Vocês podem ver, ó, não é feio dar bagão pra frente. Os caras dão bagão, cara. Os caras dão bagão. Ó, que belo lançamento. Pois é, cara. Povo burro. Galera é foda, né, mano? Não tem, realmente, mano, não tem necessidade de fazer isso. Esse McTominay é muito bom, cara, com as notas balanceadas. Agora, esse Koulibaly também aí, esse atacante, ele é bugado, cara. Ele é muito alto, ele é forte, ele é rápido. Tem boa cabeçada. Vai chutar de primeiro, ó o passe manual do cara, velho. Eu achei que ele iria chutar de primeira ali, mas ele optou pelo passe, mano. Aí é o segundo jogo, galera. Nossa, cara, essa bola não era pra ter passado aí não, hein. Ó o Nantes vindo, gol. Nossa, o cara esperou pra dominar, mas ainda assim tava impedido, já não valia mais nada, mano.
I mean, that type of range there is the goal that you alluded to back on match day 4 when myself and yourself were at the game instead. That's the type of range that you want to try and actually put a finesse shot. Maybe not try and, you know,
Bugai, esse Bugai tá muito bugado, mano. Eu não conheço esse jogador do Manchester. Segundo passe que o McTominay erra já. No meio campo ali. comprometendo o time dele, cara. Nossa, cara, belo carrinho. Ó, você vê, os caras pegam da bagão, mano. Não tem essa de sair jogando não, pô. Tem essa de sair jogando não, é bago, bola pra frente. Ó o Martial. Tá impedido, tá não? Ó o gol! Pra fora! Eu querendo jogar bonito no My Club e os caras metendo a bica na bola. Pois é, Jori. Cara, isso aí serve de exemplo pra gente, né? Que a gente tem essa mania de pegar e ficar tocando a bola ali atrás, tentar sair jogando, mas não é essa, não é a forma certa não, tem que sair chutando mesmo, porque o jogo erra, cara. O jogo erra, é cheio de falha, você vê que é uns bugados horríveis, cara. Você pode ver que é umas bugadas horrorosas, que acaba aí, a gente acaba levando uma merda do gol.
For a little bit of skill there, can't quite beat the on-rushing United defenders. Still 0-0 here, 24 minutes gone. United here in possession of the ball. That's
Vamos lá. O jogo tá feio, né, mano? Você vê que não tem grandes lances. Vocês podem ver que não tem grandes lances, mas os caras ali jogam firme, cara, sem brincadeira.
Hopefully it's not more of a cagey affair like we saw
earlier on. Aí.
Juventus against Bayern München. That's a bit of a mistake there in the end.
Mano, eu tô jogando X11 no PC e melhorei bastante no X1. O X11 é uma baita treino pra jogar X1. Sim, Ricardo, melhora muito as jogadas individuais. Eu jogo X11 também. Agora, no PC, cara, eu cheguei a jogar o Match Day. Mas, cara, sinceramente, velho, é muito ruim, velho. Eu não sei porque eu não tô conseguindo jogar direito. Mas lá Mano, o jogo trava o tempo todo, cara. O jogo trava o tempo todo, cara. Bela deixada de bola, vai dar no segundo pau, gol. Cara, o trio do Nantes tá jogando bem melhor que o trio do Manchester United. O trio do Manchester United pouco faz na partida. Agora o Koulibaly tinha que acertar essa cabeçada aí, cara.
Given how good Koulibaly's been over the course of this season, you'd put your house on him.
Bela proteção de bola ali. Ó, o cara já correu, ó. Você vê que os caras também tentam tocar pertinho, cara. Os caras tentam tocar curtinho pra evitar errar bastante. Olha que bugada, mano. Nossa, velho. Tá impedido. Tá impedido. Os caras vão dar a bola lá em cima. Ali, o amigo que fez a pergunta sobre o negócio dos 10 mil ali. No caso, o Kepa ali, tá vendo? O Kepa ele tá... Na verdade, agora mudou, né? Tá o Asbabiski, que tá ali como líder do jogo. Que mais acertou aí a passe, defesa proativa, drible, passe profundidade, lançamento, afastamento de bola. Tudo isso influencia para subir a pontuação, galera. Olha o lançamento. Koulibaly. É o Koulibaly atacante, galera. Proteção de bola, vai chutar. Gol. De Gea. Grande goleiro De Gea aí. Acho que é um dos que salva nesse time, né? Ele e o Rashford. Porque tem uns caras que, meu Deus, não dá, velho. Matip também é excelente jogador. É Martial. Deu pra correr ali no Bulgai.
All set the break. It was goal laden the last fixture, but it continues the theme of today. We have.
E aí, Barretão? Você tá mandando só assim, manda. Ô, louco, que isso?
The opening game between the two clubs. It's as if they've both taken something away from the first fixture.
É intervalo de jogo, galera.
It tended to be, particularly in the first half of the second match, a lot tighter.
Vai começar o segundo tempo aí.
teams have the opposite effect.
Vamos lá, né? O time do Nantes tá merecendo a vitória. Mas é aquele negócio, né? Esse jogo é feio, mano. Parece que quem joga feio que ganha. Essa é a grande verdade. Ih, agora vai complicar, hein? Roubada de bola ali. Olha o ataque. Vamos, gente.
Might open up here for Simon on the right hand side and goes for goal straight away. De Gea palms it right back into the danger area. And FC Nantes.
Mano, o Nantes estava merecendo já há muito tempo já o gol ali diante do Manchester United. Os caras do Manchester United pouco estavam conseguindo criar contra o Nantes. O time do Nantes aí bem superior, hein? Bem superior na partida. Agora, sempre, né, cara? Esses caras batem a bola assim, o goleiro acaba rebatendo pro meio da área e um jogador sozinho pega a bola, mano. Sempre assim, cara. Sempre. Recebi um convite pra entrar nos Los Galacticos e Amigos do PES, só que tô em dúvida, hein, mano. É, mano. É bom assim jogar um clãzinho. O Los Galácticos é um clã muito antigo, né? Agora, esses Amigos do PES aí, eu já joguei contra alguns deles. Inclusive já perdi também, já ganhei. E... Los Galácticos, a galera... Tem gente que fala mal, tem gente que fala bem. Todo mundo fala alguma coisa, essa é a verdade, né? Nunca tá bom pra ninguém. Nunca tá bom pra ninguém, mano.
They've given so much across these two games. It's time for them really to show us that they are worth their league position. Koulibaly.
Olha o Nantes de novo, passe manual ali do Koulibaly. E agora vai começar a mossegar a partida, será? O Nantes, cara?
The longest advantage ever known. About 15 minutes.
Enfiada de bola. Olha isso, cara. Quase que deu merda ali, velho.
What that does to the league table as it stands. United's defense has looked very shaky. Look back to that goal. Two central defenders.
Quase que deu merda ali agora, hein? Você vê, cara, ó. Olha que coisa ridícula. Meu Deus. Salve Douglas, e aí, mano? Koulibaly é monstro, tem ele destaque no máximo, não tiro do time não. Eu também tenho ele destaque, cara, mas eu não uso não. Ele vai o que? 89 de overall, não é? Ele chegou 89 de overall, se eu não me engano, não é isso?
Referee has very good memory. I think that was about 20 minutes of PES action. You know, it's one of those that how long can we go on for? Can we keep this one in until Paul doesn't go out of play before full time? He might never pick up the yellow card. But
probably wrote it in his book as he was running.
It's one of those ones where you kind of forget how you actually picked up the book.
Yes,
it really was that long. But
it actually, if you're cynical, it's one of those that you chuckle about. Because you might have remembered making the challenge, and everyone else says, "What's that for?" And then you have a little chuckle. You think, just watch this.
This is interesting.
Agora, engraçado, né? O Manchester United tava com a vantagem ali no primeiro jogo de 3-2. Tomou... O segundo jogo perdeu de 1-0. Aí eles estavam... Quando tava com a vantagem, estava jogando com um atacante só, cara. E 4 zagueiros. Agora me vem colocar 3 zagueiros porque tá perdendo. Cara, essas aí são as escolhas. Os caras tomam atitude de amador, cara. Acabaram tomando atitude de jogadores amadores, de chamar o adversário pra cima, pagou pra ver, e aí tomou a virada. Salve, Maurício! Maurício, vou mandar o link pra você. É só você ir lá e digitar 100 e sair fora. Que aí já vai... Já vai computar lá pra você as suas moedinhas. Como eles falam, né? Aí o link, galera. Digita lá, 100 lá. E já foi. Na verdade, eu acho que nem precisa, né?
as to what they're doing next.
Eu nem fico perdendo meu tempo indo lá e ficar digitando isso. Mas eu vejo a galera fazendo lá. E creio que deve ser assim. Aí vai lá e volta, galera. Pra gente poder estar acompanhando aqui no canal do Magos.
Basically one of the last 3 kicks. That's where I think it would struggle, but as you mentioned, Harry, they've
Faltou eu nesse campeonato.
Eric Bay.
Quem dera, pô, não jogo nada, pô. Faltou muitos outros jogadores brasileiros aí que jogam bem mais que esses caras. Chega a 90 de over, né, o Douglas? O problema é que ele vem sempre C, né, cara? Então acho que não é tão interessante, né? Não é tão interessante chegar só apenas 90, mas o que manda são as notas. Ih, cara, ó. Belo passe, mano. Ó o Bamba. Ó o Bamba. Nossa, quase, hein? Quase que acabou furando ali. É, agora o Manchester United vai pra cima com tudo, cara. O Manchester United vai ter que se abrir. Nossa, muito forte, mano. Olha isso, mano. Cara, agora o Manchester jogando com 3 zagueiros é bem mais fácil o Nantes fazer gol do que o próprio United tentar recuperar o prejuízo aí. Os caras só dá bagão pra frente, velho. Olha isso, mano. Não tem toque de bola, mano. É só bago. E aí, Renato? Cara, creio que sim, mano. Se você já se cadastrou lá, fez tudo certinho, sim. Ó, tira a bola de qualquer maneira. Ih, tomou nas costas o Maguire ali. Nossa, ele tinha que ter chutado, cara. Deu mole. O cara tinha que ter chutado, mano. Vai dar falta, né? Não deu falta, mano. Passe manual, ó. Gol. Gol. Perdeu. Nossa senhora. Esse gol pode fazer falta, hein? A gente sabe disso. Esse gol pode fazer falta, cara. Esse gol pode acabar fazendo falta.
Already with 2 massive chances to score the second, which would surely put this game to bed.
80 minutos.
Maybe United are now gonna
go agora o Manchester vai pra cima com tudo, né, cara? Valeu, Renato. Tamo junto, cara. Deixa aquele like aí.
You can see there, you just see Cam's trying to direct traffic between himself and Eldridge.
Agora o Manchester vai pra cima por tudo ou nada, mano. É tudo ou nada pro Manchester. Faltando pouco tempo aí pra acabar a partida.
It's interesting the Almighty DS hasn't chimed in with anything. You know, we saw Lutty chime in Bayern in the same way.
Ali eles mexeram o Nantes, mexendo nas avançadas ali. Vocês podem ver que o Nantes, eles estão mantendo a mesma formação, tá dando muito certo essa formação aí do Nantes.
It's the right knee of David De Gea that has led us to this resulting corner and really spared United's blushes because there were a couple of men consecutively open. FC not in the United box. This corner about to be swung in. Blocked.
Salve, João Gustavo, beleza, cara?
We'll be happy with this as time trickles down. Getting closer and closer to 3 valuable eFootball Pro points.
Vamos lá, né? O Manchester United aí vai pra cima. O cara fez certinho, matou a jogada no contra-ataque. Isso que tem que fazer, galera. O time tá saindo, cara. Mata a jogada. Aquela faltinha marota pra parar a jogada. E o adversário não sair no contra-ataque rápido. Ó, dá-lhe bago, mano. Dá-lhe bagão. Ih, cara, vai pegar. O Maguire é muito lento, né? Mas ele é muito forte, cara. O Maguire é lento demais, mas ele é forte.
Let's break for one last chance here for either side. Lindelof.
O Manchester tem pouco tempo para poder tentar fazer alguma coisa na partida. E olha o gol, hein? Olha o gol, olha o gol. Gol! No final do jogo, mano. Os caras foram buscar o empate aí no final do jogo. Os caras foram buscar aí o gol no finalzinho do jogo, cara. Juari, eu também acho, cara. Eu também acho, mas tem muito cara aqui que joga muito mais que eu. Bela bola, hein, cara. Bela bola. Bela bola ali do Mata.
Greatly applauded by the VIP zone because it's another draw and it's not 3 points. And again, the effect it's going to have.
Bola bateu na trave e entrou ainda, cara. Bola chegou a bater na trave e entrar.
Eldridge, his run from deep with Mata was really what caught the not defense sleeping.
Cara, agora eu acho que eles vão manter a formação. Eles vão manter a formação aí. Ih, será? Nossa, De Gea. No final do jogo, o De Gea fez uma defesa ali milagrosa, cara. E o Manchester vai buscar, hein? O Manchester vai buscar. Quem empata quer virar, mano. E aí? E aí? E aí? E aí? Ah, a bola veio nas costas, mano. É, apenas 1 minuto. Acho que agora o time do Nantes, como tem a bola, vai botar o time todo pra frente. O negócio é... O negócio agora é ir todo mundo pra cima, cara. Vai lá, mano. Acabou aí, empatou. Salve, Yuris. Beleza, cara? Cara, então ali ficou empatado. 2 pontos pra cada um. Agora, esse gordinho aí, meu velho. Esse gordinho aí tem que fazer uma academia, hein, cara. Porque essa porra deve ficar no controle o dia todo aí. Não aprende a jogar. Pois é, até na Konami tem esse negócio igual no final do jogo, cara. Hashtag gordinho, faça uma academia.
In a football pro, Nantes, who've scored so many late goals themselves this season.
Como é que pode, cara? Esse O'Neal aí joga bastante, galera. Ele é muito bom jogador. Esse morenão aí, ó.
They will be celebrating when Harry gets hold of them in the mix zone. It was 2 fixtures you really couldn't take your eye off, and in the end, it is Nantes who remain in the top 6. But only just the Manchester United. I feel like that was a very, very important point for them moving forward.
E aí, Eduardo, beleza, cara?
In the goals, there we go. 3-3 game 1, 1-1 game 2.
Galera, o Eduardo aí também tem canal aí, ó.
Manchester United.
Galera que gosta de acompanhar as lives aí. O Eduardo aí também tem canal. Agora vai ali pra entrevista ali com o trio ali e o coach do Manchester United. Salve, Carlinhos, beleza, cara? Só se for academia de churrasco, né, Ricardo? Pois é, o Miyagi, o gol fez falta, cara. Aquele negócio sempre faz falta, né, cara? Sempre faz falta. Vamos ver aí a entrevista do O'Neal ali.
Last 3-4 minutes. So in the second game we adjusted our tactics because we knew they were going to play 4-4-2 wide, and it was actually going 50-50 until I made a mistake. And maybe if we had more luck, we could have gotten 4 or 6 points, but again, unlucky. But to be honest, after 0 points last week and now getting 2 points, we still have all to play for. We still have Boa Vista to play against. That is
Aí o O'Neal falando ali que no segundo jogo eles precisavam ir para cima para pelo menos garantir uma pontuação, porque não esperavam que o trio dele fosse tomar a virada, né? Porque primeiro jogo eles estavam ganhando, eles optaram em jogar com um atacante para poder tentar fechar a casinha ali, mas não fizeram uma boa escolha não.
How do you see maybe their strengths and weaknesses, and how you guys try and approach the match next match day?
At the moment, we are ourselves not in the best, in the best possible form. So it'll be hard against Schalke, even if they got like only 1 point in the last 3 or 4 match days. We have to see what they do today against Arsenal, and maybe if they get 0 points, they might throw in the towel next week already. So you have to see what happens.
Eldridge, thank you so much for your time. Manchester United coming away with 2 points against FC Nantes.
I sense that might be wishful thinking there about Schalke, who we're about to see in the final match of today against Arsenal. Enjoyed that though, searingly honest from the Manchester United captain and leader. The Nantes boys are heading to the mix zone as well to catch up with Harry after those 2 performances. They are still in the top 6 and therefore on for knockout stage football. We can see they're ready. Harry can tell us what they think about their 2 games against Manchester United.
Very much, Chris. I am here with the FC Nantes players. 2 draws, 2 points against Manchester United. Could have been a lot more though. Are you happy, disappointed? What's the feeling right now after those 2 matches?
What to say? We are really disappointed because I think we should win both games. They started good first game, but after that we come back with nice goals. Had chance for 4-3. We didn't come back, but we miss. I miss. And second game, I think we was better than them, and we scored the goal. I have again me a good chance to score for 2-1, 2-0, but I miss. And after that, Mata right for crazy, but this is best.
Next match day you play against Juventus, a club who are in some tremendous form. Had a bit of a blip today though. How do you see their strengths and weaknesses, and how are you going to tackle them in the next match day?
Yeah, Juventus is one of the best teams here. They have one of the best players ever in the best, Torito and Renzo. He played with me and Kepa last season. He's good, and I think will be a tough game for us. But I believe in my team, and I think we can at least 1 win next round. To play for playoff.
Rockstar, thank you so much. FC Nantes coming away with 2 points against Manchester United.
Thanks, Harry. After 2 fixtures with tremendous late drama, that was the penultimate match of match day 5 of eFootball Pro, and now here we are for, in many ways, the main event. It is the bottom 2. Can't wait for this one. It is going to be Arsenal against Schalke. We can have a look at the 2 teams right now. Comes to Schalke, the German Giants, El Matador, goal, and Miramen. And for Arsenal, Alex Giardi, who scored the goal of the round on match day 4, Christopher and S.
Aí galera, próximo trio aí, Schalke contra o Arsenal.
This is what they had to say.
Vai ser grande jogo aí.
Today is very much we are the last place in the table points, but Arsenal has 7 points, and so yeah, today will be decided who has still chances for 6, and if you don't take points today, the end of the table, and makes the whole thing more complicated. So yeah, we prepared very well. We will try to play today very offensive. Yeah, maybe 1 game.
Like in all games, sorry. Next hard. Some time, but takes the try to give more happiness.
Great insight from the Schalke and the Arsenal camps then ahead of this match. You might have looked at the table and thought, why is this the featured match? It is the featured match because it is the bottom 2. which means it's not quite last chance saloon, but if they want to make the top 6, they really need to start picking up the points now. As you heard there from the Schalke skipper, he wants 6 if he can get it. Let's see what happens. It's the final game of match day 5 of eFootball Pro. It is Schalke against Arsenal.
Welcome guys, shake hands.
Aí galera, vamos curtir agora o jogo do Schalke 04 contra o Arsenal. Vocês podem ver que até na Konami aí os caras no eFootball Pro os caras tem erro, né? Botaram ali que seria Schalke e Barça, mas eles erraram. É Schalke e Arsenal, mano.
Keep on going through match weeks without picking up too much. It won't be too long. Or really that top 6, 9 impossible.
Yeah, you don't want to get it to a stage where you're leaving it to the last 2 or 3 games or the last 2 or 3 match days before you start playing. You need to start performing. Harry's alluded to it so many times before, saying about how, you know, games are running out for teams, and for Schalke and for Arsenal, it's no different. I think it's more surprising from Schalke given the fact that their team have got that inbuilt chemistry, have been playing with each other for so many years. With Arsenal, it's not as surprising because the team's only just really been put together, and we're only really seeing the kind of the birth of that team.
Vamos lá, o pessoal ali mexendo na formação do time, né? O pessoal tá mexendo nas suas formações. Os caras já botam ali marcação individual logo, cara. Eu não costumo fazer isso, né? Porque se o cara ficar trocando de posição, acaba se atrapalhando um pouco ali na marcação. O jogador cansa muito rápido.
Playing up front, and they're actually starting him here against Arsenal, so it will be fun to see whether or not they can utilize him. They have some new toys to play with, so we'll see if he is the band-aid on the cut for Schalke 04 so far.
Todibo looked like he was starting right back as well. From Arsenal's point of view, they have a German in their ranks in Esvanam. He'll be looking over at the German club.
Esse fonezinho aí do eFootball top, hein, cara.
His countrymen, I am sure those things they do count, do they? There's such a tight-knit group of players. They all know each other very well, and he'll be enjoying representing Arsenal, and he'd probably like to get one over Schalke.
I mean, he'd like 3 points no matter the opponents. I mean, 3 points adrift of Manchester United, I think you said earlier.
Aí o símbolo bonito aí do Schalke 04. Galera, eu tô jogando o eFootball Open pelo Schalke. Inclusive aquele PS4 ali, galera, o PS4 Pro. Ali vocês podem ver, são 3 monitores e 3 PS4. A câmera fica ali no central, né? O jogador do meio. Mas a produção do eFootball Pro é muito top, cara. E a gente vê que é um modo que tá crescendo, né, galera? É um modo que tá crescendo demais. Espero que dê muito certo e possa abrir portas aí pra novas pessoas, cara. Gostei dessa camisa do Schalke, galera. Bonita a camisa do Schalke. Do Arsenal também, ela é muito linda. Patrocínio esportivo da Adidas.
You know, we've seen the individual brilliance of Alex GRD. We know he's hungry for goals. We know that he has that capability. And on the flip side as well, we know that the Schalke contingent, they're proud. They don't want to be bottom of the table. They're shall we say, kind of disgruntled with their league position at this point.
We are underway. The final fixture of match day 5 of this season.
Ontem no chat e os caras combinando amistosinho.
Against Arsenal, it's the bottom 2 who can finish the day with some points and some smiles.
Ó, o Harit já se mandou ali, hein?
Condemn Schalke for
Vai
their
sair? Não saiu, não.
goal conceding record. Look at that, 15 goals conceded by.
O Harit já se mandou. O Harit é muito bom, cara.
When you look on paper, this one should certainly yield goals. Whereas, speaking about the winter transfer, you can see there Gregoric in the middle. Commentator's nightmare. You have Nastasic here as well. A couple of key members for Schalke actually lost in the winter window. I'll come back to that as it's like Nastasic is trying to put the pressure on. But they've lost a couple of key players they've relied on in the winter window. Steven Skrubski and Nabil Bentaleb both lost. So they were two players that Schalke like to start here in the eFootball Pro, and they are no longer eligible for selection.
Yeah, and you know, we saw Bentaleb being utilised in the kind of first couple of match days, but as we've seen as these match days go on, it's evolving the way that these teams are playing. They really are evolving, trying to how they're trying to play. Still though, I mean, the interesting point I'd say for Schalke at this point is that Harit is now more central, and it's kind of where he's at home. He doesn't like being up front, doesn't like being on the wing. So it'll be nice to see him back in kind of
Iores, beleza, mano? Cara, passa 3. Passam 3. Ficou 50, né? Agora passam somente 3 representantes do Schalke aí das Américas. Aí tem 3 da Ásia e 3 da Europa. Eu tô na esperança aí que eu vou passar entre os 3, né, cara? Tô nessa fé aí. Estou com baia, mas não sei se vai dar pra mim jogar se estiver viajando ou trabalhando. Você tá jogando pelo PS4, Eduardo? Mano, esse Harit é um excelente jogador, hein? A gente vê que o cara tem uma qualidade ali no passe. É o que eu tô falando, a cartinha do jogador influencia bastante, cara. Vou passar meu e-mail e minha senha pra Vitor Campos, né, um profissional pra jogar pra mim. Aí sim, cara.
The back post, but can't find him. That goal last week with the double touch. Nicola Pepe might be one to look out for once again if he can play with the same three. Here is Dujaleb. Had Harit with a late run in and forced the foul out of Guendouzi, but maybe the chance had gone once they didn't pick out Harit.
You've got to commend Schalke for the fact that they've changed formation and now they're starting to utilise players that we haven't seen. We haven't seen Bergstaller. Although it's a great run from Aubameyang.
Aubameyang's in here with Christopher, pretty much one-on-one.
PS4, né, mano? Então fica 3 agora. Vai ficar 3. Aí minha dúvida é uma dúvida minha. Eu não sei se logo depois dessa fase vai ser a fase presencial ou se vai ser a fase ainda uma fase online para escolher um para saber quem viaja para fase offline, né, cara? Você tá de Schalke também, né, Euris? Mas você tá no PS4, não é isso? Salve, cai dentro, beleza, mano?
Looking for Lacazette, that's a wayward one though from Christopher. Characteristic of player of his caliber, he likes to retain possession, so he'll be regretting that one, especially if Schalke come up the other end. Here is Merkan, looking for Harry on the edge! Lost it wide, it was well worked, and one of those risky chances we expect these players to take more of here, whereas unfortunately it's not on target, but venomous strike from Harry.
A gente tá curtindo aí o Mito Cai Dentro, os jogos aí do eFootball Pro ao vivo. Ah, não, Yuri, mas não tem risco não, cara, porque eu tô pelo PC. Eu tô jogando pelo PC, mano, então não tem esse risco da gente bater de frente.
Com os dois times em busca da vitória desde os primeiros momentos do jogo. A torcida
pelo PC
aí pelos dois setores da arquibancada e vem fazendo muito barulho
pelo PC também passa 3, galera.
Haven't picked up maybe as many points as we'd argue they should have so far. So London club really need to back their ideas up, and coming into the season we pegged them as a team that would be in the knockout phases with
A
the likes
metida
of
de bola para frente. Chegou bem, recuperou a bola.
at the World Finals last year, was a finalist for Europe.
Foi bem na defesa, foi muito
Portugal
bem.
in the Euro competition later on this year. That's a lovely touch from Bergstaller to
Busquets.
take this one home. Has Harrit now in support. Runs
Werner.
out of avenues to run down, but coming back to my point, Arsenal
Agora é a vez de
fallen flat,
Aubameyang.
the trio up there, especially with Alex GRD, who was
Foi para
in knockout
disputar
phases with
mano a
FC
mano,
Nantes
mas
last
perdeu a
year.
bola.
Broke.
Lançamento.
One with the two I just mentioned.
Vem a batida.
Who should be further up the table in their finals? Aubameyang has Pepe in support, but rushed that one a little bit, and we're approaching half time. Either team with any smart ideas.
Agora são dois de um
Up to
lado,
Aubameyang.
nada do outro.
Hilton tá numa fase, diria um grande amigo meu, esse time que, olha, ainda cabem mais gols, tem bola para isso.
Half time. Really a lack of attacking creativity.
Procurou
for
alguém ali na
Schalke,
frente.
probably the team with the greater
Abriu pela
chances.
esquerda.
Grigoric there cannot win the header.
Mandou a bola pro ataque.
Deadlock at the break.
Now the two teams with the worst defensive
Recuperaram a
stats.
bola e partiram para o
0-0 at
ataque.
half-time.
Oh, well,
4 goals in 8.5 games for
Koulibaly.
Schalke now, and 9 goals for Arsenal in 8.5 matches. And
Vieira. Fez o lançamento para
you see
frente.
why?
Agora é a vez de Ziyech.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair to Schalke, they're playing a lot better than they have.
Meteu ali pela esquerda.
They
Não
through one
conseguiu
half
penetrar
chance
na defesa contrária.
Harrit and I mean, there's been what, 2 shots in the
Ronaldo.
game. They've just not been able to get into those right positions, but I
A
think at the
metida de
moment,
bola.
looking at the balance of play,
Meteu a
Schalke
testa na
definitely
bola.
more pressure too. It's just going to be a case of who gets an opportunity, who
Mais
gets
de
a clear
precisão,
goal opportunity,
frieza ou o que
and then
for.
who finishes it
Porque não
off.
dá para
And I
perder
think
esse gol,
that's
não.
going to be the kind of the interesting bit for going forward.
New man on the pitch.
Neymar.
It's the frame for Schalke.
Foi bem no lance, fez o corte.
Bergstaller,
Bola
who's playing
enfiada pelo meio da defesa.
alongside
Meteu ali pela
Grigoric.
direita.
He is
Bola enfiada entre a
stripped of the
marcação.
ball,
É
Arsenal
agora.
with possession
Mané.
and attack.
Gol! Que passeio do time hoje.
Trying to combine with Aubameyang. We've seen those two in previous iterations of competitive pairs really be a vital combination.
Espetacular da
Quite linked
bola.
up there though, and Pepe's been kept very quiet here as well.
Olha, o chute foi lindo, o gol foi lindo, tudo
Tá
foi
com o
lindo,
ball
Milton.
there.
Que coisa linda, como bate bem na bola esse cara.
Hoping for a slight bit of fortune there.
Vai rolar mais uma vez a bola.
Quality of
Placar de
football
3
so
a
far.
0.
Both of these clubs hasn't been the
Metida de bola ali
greatest.
pro
There's maybe,
companheiro.
again, those nerves playing in, and might be seeing a reason
E
why.
ele
both
fez
of these
mais
two clubs so
desarme.
far, not the most stellar goal-scoring record we've seen.
But they're both under huge pressure.
E é escanteio.
With the results the way that they've gone today, I think that's where this pressure is in.
Lacazette to Aubameyang, Nicola Pepe in here as well. Good block there by El Matador to force the corner here, Chris.
Sense maybe it's one of those games that
E ele consegue afastar a pressão.
confident might begin to fall
Bundy.
forward and might see
Chegou e
them then
cortou.
looking back at this fixture and
Vem o
turn their
passe.
season around. But as long as it's 0-0, tight out there as another corner which is blocked by the first man who
Meteu a
comes
bola pra
scampering out.
frente.
Every player he adopts that same tactic to try and block the corner, and it works.
Busquets vai mandar a
A lot
bola
more than you might
direto para o
expect.
ataque.
Kolasinac finds Medley.
Tentou o passe. A batida. Opa!
Clearance and defensive work there from Merriman. Arsenal
Realmente
throwing into this game here in the second half with
sem
a
perigo.
Esse lance que o estádio faz
pressure.
gente, uma jogada
On the third
sensacional,
now,
que
looking
belo
for
contra
Pepe in
agora.
behind
Eles não
Cavani,
mereciam.
Never seeing those deep runs from Schalke nor from Arsenal that we've
Já levou
seen
outro.
from other clubs here in the eFootball Pro.
Ele teve que voar baixo para fazer o
Now,
gol de peixinho.
devastating runs
Dá
from
para
deep.
dizer que ele acertou o peixinho na
FC
bola.
Nantes earlier on today, FC Barcelona.
O ataque está simplesmente avassalador.
Então, mano, tá esse sonho porque eu tô jogando aqui, velho. Tô curtindo o jogo lá e tô jogando ao mesmo tempo também.
And the other one who we haven't seen at all.
E aí, Lionel Messi, beleza, mano?
they've got bags of pace, they've got bags of running.
Maravilha de defesa.
We were talking teams a long time ago as we walk into the studios this morning about how you get in that bubble, and particularly if you're a team
Adversário e saiu com ela.
maybe taking that step back and
A bola enfiada ali no meio.
uma
boa, Werner!
Surprised that they haven't maybe looked for a wholesale change to try and switch their fortunes, which they want to be on the slide.
Yeah, I mean, for me, if you're going
Será
away
que eles ainda acreditam no empate?
at least try all of your squads in different scenarios. It wouldn't just
Lançou
be,
pro companheiro.
I mean, the two subs
Neymar
that
cruza.
you've seen there from
E a defesa
Echo
afasta o perigo.
match day one, which is Rahman,
Recebe Neymar.
who adds a different dimension to their midfield. It's now going to be a case of whether those subs actually pull off. As we see that Arsenal have brought on Reece Nelson and Eddie Nketiah.
O time conseguiu um contra-ataque.
It's going to be a game with the subs, and whose subs work out.
Ele tira a bola de qualquer maneira
Certainly
dali.
see from here what happens.
Aubameyang.
Acabou a primeira parte do jogo.
Essa foto do Messi tá antiga, mano. Essa foto do Messi tá antiga, mano. Deixa eu ver se eu consigo fazer um negócio aqui, galera. Só um minuto.
Just means that
Vai ser difícil competir uma partida tão boa como essa.
the Football Pro.
Vai parar essa goleada no segundo tempo.
2020 as well.
São 3 gols de vantagem.
Aubameyang. Nelson outside. Next to go inside though. The Schalke defense so far has held steady. Reece Nelson's in here. Aubameyang just a little hesitant maybe to latch onto the ball. Here is Rahman. Has Harrit on the inside. Uses him. Buchu ahead.
Vamos para os 45
Force
minutos
there
finais.
for Schalke 04.
Recebeu o passe.
Fouled. They will retain possession. And not surprising for me to see more changes coming
Marcado
here for
escanteio.
Arsenal. On paper,
Vamos lá.
we would say that Arsenal
Deixa eu ver se agora
today
foi.
ways maybe a little unlucky to not have more points than they had, considering the goals they've scored against teams like FC Nantes. I believe AS Monaco, they got a couple of goals against as well, but couldn't really convert their goals.
Vamos ver se consigo tirar aí.
Outclassed, I suppose you could argue at every stage. So do you think Arsenal, if they came away with, for example, 2 draws against Schalke, would be the left happy with the 2 sides?
Definitely, I think so. I think
Aparentemente não foi não. Tem alguma coisa no microfone, no áudio do jogo. Tem que dar uma olhada depois.
They both need 6 points.
Mané tentou a metida de bola.
Trust that
A
enough.
posição
You know,
é
20 minutes to
muito
go.
boa.
It's going to be one
Mas agora complicou para eles.
and it's going to be whether it gets taken or not.
Tentou o
I think
drible,
that'll
mas
be
a
Comentar o jogo?
e acabou com a
Eu sou
jogada.
péssimo comentando, velho.
Tanta gente cara, tava na cara que ia ser alguma coisa boa nesse tempo.
German club from Gelsenkirchen.
Agora é a vez de Aubameyang.
Be a foul once again on a Schalke man, which will turn over possession to them.
We heard from Matador, was it?
O juiz enviou a mão e tirou o cartão
And
amarelo.
in the hunt. They only get one from this match. Then, yeah, maybe almost a must-win for Schalke.
Yeah.
Even this early on. Of course, we are going to. We've got 4 match days to go before the knockout stages, but Schalke need to start quickly. So do Arsenal.
Harrit.
Coloca eu de Casagrande aí pra falar ao vivo. Aí vai ser sucesso, hein, cara.
Like a possession-based team so far.
Aí vai ser sucesso. Nada de sair o gol ali, cara. Ó, belo passe manual ali.
First touch there.
Os caras têm uma visão muito boa, né, cara?
Find fellow Scarell with positioning there to win the ball back, making a run from deep ahead. Almost lobbed aimlessly to him. Schalke look like they're lacking ideas at the moment, but the ball still comes toward the Arsenal goal.
Será que essa primeira partida vai acabar 0 a 0, galera?
The referee will pull that one back. Nicola
Tem o jogo da volta ainda também.
has been shepherded out by Todibo, who has arrived from Barcelona.
Tem o jogo da volta aí ainda. Para o pessoal tentar fazer alguma coisa, né?
Martinelli just sums up the entire first game between these two clubs. One passage of play, out for a goal kick, and this game has not
Você vê que o pessoal do Arsenal ali bota a zaga bem juntinha, cara.
It's been absolute goals and chances galore for matches, but you know what? I get the sense Schalke and Arsenal won't care if they can ultimately find a late winner. But
os jogos todos são sempre muito equilibrados.
Been dogged, I think. 4 minutes left and more tinkering going on from both sets of players. I think they're both 3 changes. That very much tactical they're going to make. It's turning 1 point into 3, given both their league positions. Final game of match day 5 would be huge. Of course, one more fixture to come between the two coming up after this. This is just game 1 of Schalke against Arsenal. And somebody
86, faltando pouco tempo para acabar aí.
Entertainment. We've seen late goals throughout today.
Target was Pepe, but cut out by McKinney, and now Rahman's through. This is the type of chance maybe that Schalke might try and feed off late on, as Arsenal, no doubt with the changes from Christopher, will try and play a possession-based game, but they've given the ball away here. 2 minutes added on. Rahman cut out well by Alex GRD. Now we're into crunch time. Last chance of the game looks like it will fall Arsenal's way. Pepe, it's out by Todibo.
Acabou aí o primeiro tempo, primeiro jogo na verdade, né? 0 a 0.
An attritional affair in the end.
Os caras do Mônaco jogam muito. Sim, mano, o trio do Usman com o Loft, cara. É à toa que tá sendo o melhor trio aí. Tá sendo o melhor trio aí desse campeonato. E com sobra, né, mano? Com sobra, né? Com sobra, os caras tão indo muito bem. Densidade alta pra juntar assim. Não, isso aí é normal, cara. Densidade você pode alterar. Eles vão juntar mais e vai atacar mais pelo meio, né? Os jogadores vão aproximar mais.
Ultimately, I think both of these two clubs wanted more out of that first game, and there were glimmers of hope from Schalke 04, you know, asking for some support, maybe some new transfers coming into the rest of the season. They've got their man in Grigoric to play up front. Haven't really utilised him as well, and I suppose you could argue it's freed up Amine Harit to play in behind in the classic number 10 role that he's so famous for. For me, it was working a lot better for them in the first half, and I feel like as soon as Arsenal figured out their tactics, switched to a 4-man midfield with 2 up top, then on it was mostly Christopher, that man on your screen, really directing traffic.
Also very interesting. Say, forlorn Schalke looking team there, but shakes it ahead, almost resigned, whereas Arsenal quite fairly here are deep in discussion. I would say of the two, they look the more positive going into the final fixture. And remember, if one of them can win this, they still would have picked 4 points against their opponent, which they certainly would have taken before today. So a real opportunity still.
Mano, parece que os caras não tá nem aí pra nada, velho. Os caras parece que não tem nem emoção de tá jogando ali. Salve Orlando. E aí, Orlando? Pô, jogou ontem, mano. Caraca. Jogaço ontem, mano.
But it's whether they can, you know, materialize a chance or chances to get a goal in this game, because at the moment it seems as though it's almost a bit of a stalemate, and it's almost like they've kind of matched each other.
Here we go then. It is the final game of match day 5. It's been a brilliant day of PES action. Can Schalke or Arsenal finish it off?
É, mano, os caras são amigos também, né? Mas tem essa não, lá valendo lá, meu amigo. Tem essa não, velho. Tem essa de aliviar não. Lá é Ferranca canta. Lá a Ferranca canta, galera.
Targeted area of attack so far for Schalke. That one will fall to an Arsenal man. First time pass from Alex GRD was a good idea, looking for Lacazette, but and will only turn but possession. Yeah, finds Mascarell. Uchu was there in support, but holding well defended. With Mercan here again. Harit, lovely turn. Blocked by Christopher, and look at this, Aubameyang's through in behind. Debo, the man fresh from Barcelona, great covering. He's been playing very well so far for Schalke. Might be the defensive player they need, but oh no,
Lacazette vindo, Aubameyang é gol. Gol do Al Pelayang, cara. Vai jogar o match day hoje? Não, Orlando, não vou não, cara, porque ontem mesmo joguei, mas eu logo parei. Eu não vou jogar porque tem que viajar, cara. Combinei com minha esposa que a gente vai passar o carnaval aqui, perto aqui na região litorânea. E aí eu não vou jogar não.
Awareness from the attacker as well to be able to put the ball across to Aubameyang. Bit casual from Schalke. It's a challenge ball there. Again, the defenders don't really react very well to it, and Aubameyang just says, "Thank you, I'll take that."
Schalke boys caught sleeping. Might be furious that they've allowed this to go in. It stays this way come the end of the match, but be a bit more power needed on the goal kick. Arsenal won't care at all. Lead Schalke 04. A bottom of the table tie.
Cara, então, não sei, será que é por isso? Cara tentando fazer marcação no Alba, mas não adianta botar jogadores lentos, tem que botar tipo um lateral rápido ali.
So again, paramount importance, and it was that man Venom we've very rarely seen in this season be as vocal as we traditionally have seen him. You can see him back on the score sheet.
Emiliano Spinelli, otherwise known as S Venom, coming in with his third goal of the season.
Além do Alba, cara, tem um outro jogador aí do Manchester que é muito rápido. Tem o Pepe e tem um outro lá que eles são muito rápidos, cara. Então não adianta só se preocupar com o Aubameyang, porque tem outros jogadores ali do Manchester que os caras são rápidos demais.
Niles now for Aubameyang, straight down the throat of the Schalke defence. Aubameyang, though, from the previous passage of play, back from an offside position. All Schalke's 79% possession, 20 minutes gone so far in this game. Find themselves at the end of a 1-0 lead. And Arsenal, every time they come forward, look to have more men and
4-on-4 in this particular attack as Maitland-Niles takes over. That was a chance there for Arsenal.
Seems like every time Arsenal come forward, they have men in attack than Schalke do. I mean, Harrit, yes, he's fouled by Socrates, but really was starved for options. Lucky to win a free kick, and Socrates goes into the book early. Schalke whip it in, looking for Tondo. The Arsenal net will gather that one all day, and all of a sudden, just like that, pressure relieved from Arsenal. Tondo now, though, on the ball. Can he try and find Kikuchu? He does find him in the end. He dealt with it, only that's going to be ruled a corner. Throw in by the looks of things, right by the corner flag. Schalke 04, 30 minutes on. Can the body's back here for Arsenal. Lacking a little bit of patience here. Schalke. Macy in the Arsenal net once again will gather the ball.
4 goals Schalke have scored now. 10 matches. That is a stat that just has to change. And it sounds obvious, but even getting 2. Here is Harrit, though, who might just change that. Medley is back with powerful defending.
Seems very rushed from Schalke. They don't have the patience to try and find that one extra pass. That's Aubameyang, though, for Arsenal. They would love a second before the half. Pepe finds Maitland-Niles. Lovely passage of play there. Maybe rushed it in the end. Now Schalke have a chance to counter-attack. It's 3-on-4 at the back. Harrit gets Bujaleb involved, but maybe too much patience shown there. Alex Giardi with the interception, and now he can come forward controlling Lacazette. Aubameyang has Pepe to aim for. Trying to find the Frenchman Lacazette. Nothing doing there, though. Been a frustrating 2 games of PES for either of these two clubs. Arsenal will be happier so far with the goal advantage as half-time in this second game rapidly approaches. Without knowing Christopher, happy to keep the ball, have the last attack and a half. Say that.
Cara, o Messi aí vai com certeza vem. Porra, 4 gols, cara, quantidade de gol absurda, né, mano? Messi aí sempre jogando em alto nível. Esse é o Messi que a gente tá acostumado a ver jogar.
So maybe one last throw of the dice here in the first half. So far they've run out of ideas. Mascarell only finds Medley. The referee's whistle is to his lips. One last chance here, first half, and that will be 1-0 to Arsenal.
1-0 to the Arsenal. They will take that. Sense actually they haven't been at their fluent best at all, Arsenal, but it will be 4 points.
Acabou o primeiro tempo aí.
Sometimes if necessarily playing at your best, pick up points. You absolutely take that one.
100%, and like we said, it will be 1 point behind Nantes, 6th. Kind of moves them into a good position. If obviously the remains the same. Granted, though, you don't really want to count out Schalke. As bad as they've been in terms of
Salve, Romerito, beleza, cara?
Vamos
só que acompanhando aqui os jogadores profissionais aí da Konami. Ver o que tem de mais nesses caras, né? Porque eu sinceramente não vejo nada de diferente de muita gente que eu conheço.
Not happy how Schalke have performed so far. That's a risky one from an Arsenal man, but right, they've lacked a little bit of belief so far. The entire eFootball Pro season. If they were to concede another here against Arsenal, you might argue there is no way back. Here is Aubameyang. Klasic with an enough touch, but get the ball out quickly enough, and it will be actually a free kick to the North London club, and dangerous position here as well. Pepe standing over the ball. We've seen one free kick goal already today. Another here from Lacazette. Out well greeted by the studio. Also look out for that man shy of the penalty spot. Played short to Aubameyang, back to Lacazette, but it's the wrong option. They will come here once again with Kolasinac. Guendouzi looking for Aubameyang, but once again it's a play that's forced a bit too much there from Arsenal in the build-up. Niles again trying to force things. Becker's able to clear now. Finds actually there was eventually through on goal if the pass was good enough, but he's won the ball back.
Será que agora é o gol do Schalke, mano? Nossa, cara, que cara fominha, mano. Você é louco, velho. O cara não tocou a bola, mano. Caralho, o cara tinha tudo pra tocar a bola, ele matou o ataque, velho. O que esse cara tá fazendo ali, mano?
Perhaps that needs to change first. They need to get a bit of confidence within themselves, and then suddenly the chances might start to flow. But here is Aubameyang at the other end.
Christopher calling him. He's been a little lackluster in the goal-scoring form so far this season as well, but has captained Arsenal to what would be a valuable 4 points in this fixture against Schalke. And man who I'm just speaking
Schalke aí pecando no ataque que tá tendo. Tem ali fome ali também, né?
I imagine it will be Aubameyang and Lacazette to come off here. They really have put a shift in for Arsenal, and it's one of the main reasons why they have looked fairly good, at least more successful on the counter-attack than their opponents.
Yeah, and all you can really say at this point, you're worried for Schalke. Don't seem to have a rhythm, have a plan, kind of go forward. That sure they are trying out different tactics. But if the confidence isn't there, that's where you are worried, isn't it? Fan. And I think get that general kind of seem to be just not at the races.
It's almost as if they've thrown in the towel here already.
Fiz 22, Orlando. Fiz 22 vitórias seguidas ontem.
Will come on, as will Caligiuri. Arsenal here now have reverted to that 4-4-2, which past has been so good for them. If Schalke though can get the equaliser. Nice turn by Harrit. It was almost too nice.
Consegui fazer 22 vitórias seguidas ontem e acabei perdendo. E depois que eu perdi aquela, empatei outra, depois perdi outra. Aí foi só caindo.
Schalke need to spark here. Really do.
Really do. Now, we'll get to this one first. We'll get down in this left-hand corner. First time to Rahman's nice. Had Amine Harrit on the edge.
Nossa, que furada, hein, mano. Esse jogo é foda, mano.
That one's hit out in anger, and that will be surely a yellow card for that foul.
Pois é, Yuri, os caras são muito ruins, né, mano? O que esses caras estão fazendo ali, velho? Não entendo isso também não, velho. Mas é aquele negócio, né? A gente olhando parece ser fácil, né? A gente olhando parece ser fácil, né, galera?
Now approaching 10 matches in season's eFootball Pro. In saying that, despite everything, it's still only 1-0. Just look at the there. You'd almost think like there were 3 or 4 goals down. The minute they're showing, they have to somehow take themselves out of it and realise that one chance they get a point.
They look defeated, they really do, and fair enough there isn't one on the Arsenal side, but this is the time where you'd really love to be Bayern München with Lutti behind you, or a player like Wishal, the almighty DS for Manchester United, just to, you know, maybe clap the hands in your face and say, wake up lads, we're still in this one. But
it's the type of thing, if you're at home, if you can pause it and go out for a little breather, you probably would, but you can't hear. Schalke are going to have to find themselves back into the game. The final 22 minutes of action. Match day 5 this season's eFootball Pro. Will we get more late drama? We've had it all afternoon long.
Look, is the target cut out by El Matador. We'll see if the changes made by either side can impact the final 20 in-game minutes here. Arsenal here happy to play with possession though, Wes. They have the lead. They certainly don't need to make anything, force anything in the attacking sense as they come forward here with Aubameyang looking for Willock, but they really don't have the pressure on them. They're 1-0 up.
And they should, if they don't already, recognise just how important it would be to close it out.
Uchu looking to find Caligiuri, but nothing is going right so far for Schalke. Play with loads of time to find Aubameyang down this left-hand side. Like it'll bounce out for a throw-in in Arsenal's favour as well, and all the time this clock is ticking down. It's also frustrating Schalke 04, who just want to play with some urgency. Merriman paints a disappointed figure right there in the centre of the Schalke 04 squad. Slammed his controller down there on the desk in frustration. He knows his squad is capable of so much more, but credit to Arsenal. They have played well enough for their 1-0 lead. Set to hang on.
I think that's well enough, isn't it? Sometimes you have to walk away, Wes, and haven't played brilliantly and you still pick up 4 points against the opponent. It's much better than playing terrifically well and only picking up 1 or 2 points, which we've seen plenty of teams do today. Scored loads of goals, but aren't going to pick up anywhere near as many points as Arsenal are.
I think looking at it, I think Arsenal do come away with 4 points. They'll be absolutely delighted. Said it keeps them in the hunt for that top 6 spot, which if you're not playing brilliantly, still in the hunt, then brilliant.
They'd be just, as you mentioned, just 1 point behind Nantes as things stand in 6th.
Force the corner out of Todibo. That's a bit of a cheap one for Schalke. Give away, resulting from a throw-in. Saka now on the pitch for Arsenal. Away by the Schalke number 1. As far as Willock though.
More shaking the head on the bench there. Try and get in a more positive frame line. That's a very late challenge, and that
meu amigo, os caras quebram mesmo no meio, velho. Os caras não aliviam não. Tem essa de não fazer falta não, pô.
Expecting the referee to play advantage there as we are approaching the final 10 in game minutes here. Schalke.
Jogada ali no McTominay.
Produce one last moment of drama. Here's to
Boa, bela entregada aí, Tutibol.
Very late there by Becker. Then over here, Katia has Aubameyang in support. Just needs to hold up the ball slightly.
Aí o robô seguiu a jogada. Conseguiu matar a jogada ali, galera. O juiz nem falta deu. Você vê como que esse jogo tem as falhas dele. Capaz dos caras levar até o gol, velho. Agora esse cara aí, meu amigo, esse cara prende muito a bola, velho. Esse cara prende muito a bola, mano.
Arsenal defense resolute and they need to be here for the final 5 minutes. Schalke finally finding their feet.
Agora que ele foi dar foi punir o jogador ali.
We're entering the final in-game minutes. Mascarell. So nice ball to Katuchu, has Caligiuri in support.
É, demorou, cara. Mas acabou marcando a falta ali pra eles. Será que vai tentar a batida direta ali, cara? Será que vai tentar a batida direta? Ele ia bater no canto do goleiro, mas acabou fechando.
Late drama on the cards potentially. Guinea.
Tá acabando já o tempo. Ih, cara, jogada perigosa, hein? Nossa. Jogada bem perigosa ali de escanteio.
Might that be the chance that Schalke may have missed to score some points here?
Fell to the wrong man. You sense in Becker, didn't it?
Yeah, that's a centre half's finish. If you've ever seen.
Faltando aí 2 minutos mais acréscimo para acabar a partida.
On course for back-to-back clean sheets. Very impressive. Wasting just a few more seconds before Macy clatters it down the pitch and Ketty onto that. Now
o Schalke vai tentar um empate, né? Tem pouco tempo aí para tentar um empate. Nossa, que bela defesa do goleiro, mano. Bela defesa do goleiro no finalzinho do jogo. Esse jogo sempre no final assim puxa muito, né, galera, pro cara empatar. Sempre acaba puxando demais, mano.
Keeper is up. We are into added on time here in the second half.
Levaram até o goleiro pra área ali agora. Faltando 3 minutos.
Equalizer. Caligiuri swings it in. For punches. Thibaut finds Nastasic. That's wasted. The groans from around the studio because
aí agora é só segurar o jogo e esperar, né? Aí acabou. O Manchester aí ganhou. O Manchester não, o Arsenal ganhou a partida aí, né, galera? O Arsenal acabou ganhando a partida. Foi um empate ali e uma vitória, 4 pontos e 1 ponto.
With a victory. Nervy, it was tight, it was cagey, but they did enough. Go over to commiserate with their opponent Schalke. Side started their game joint bottom, but Arsenal have jumped up now to just behind Nantes, 6th. Wasn't the most aesthetically pleasing of today's 5 fixtures, either of the games between these two clubs, but Arsenal won't care a jot. They did enough. They found a way. Schalke is a sense of deja vu, really. Been here before this season. Started off on match day 1 in such promise and points, but it hasn't really gone their way ever since there. They're heading to the mix zone shortly to speak with Harry as we can some of the Arsenal reactions, and that was a game where nerves played a part since both clubs knew how important it was to get at least one win from the 2 fixtures, and it was Arsenal who came out on top. Game 1 finished goalless, game 2, as you can see, finished 1-0.
Aí, ó, foi o gol do Venom ali.
Arsenal. Venom with the strike against his countrymen.
Só teve um gol nesses 2 confrontos aí, a ida e volta, né?
We can head now, hear what Schalke make of that disappointment. There with Harry.
Camisinha ali do eFootball.
Yes, thank you very much, Chris. I am here with the Schalke boys. The inquest is
pessoal, ele vai entrevistar agora o trio do Schalke.
Talk to me. 2 games which obviously didn't really go your way. Only 1 point against Arsenal. Try and dissect those 2 games you just had.
different week, same shit. Yeah, problem is our offense. We have no strikers, we have no offensive power, we have no speed, and yeah, that's how the game looks when you don't have offensive players in the squad.
Match day 6 rapidly approaching. You play against Manchester United. Is there anything
Galera, às
you can maybe look to
2h55 tem o jogo
exploit
aí
in terms of
do
their weaknesses? How do you see
Gui
Manchester
Fera aí
United's season so far?
e o Henriquinho contra o trio do
very speedy. Up front,
do Alex Aguacil.
Yeah, we have to
A gente vai estar curtindo aí também, beleza?
And it's the last chance for us to get into the playoffs.
Thank you, my friend. Schalke 04 coming away with 1 point against Arsenal FC.
Yeah, and obviously very disappointed. Schalke having beaten again here. Seasons the Football Pro, they remain marooned at the bottom of the table. It looks much better for Arsenal, though, who have given their hopes of a top 6 finish and a place in the knockout stages a almighty boost today. Had a bit of an inquest off camera, and in a moment we're going to see them in the mix zone. They are currently walking towards Harry, the man with the microphone today, for the final one of his post interviews here, and I imagine it will be a pretty content Arsenal that you're speaking to, Harry.
Thank you very much, Chris. I'm here with another Christopher from Arsenal FC, probably a lot happier than their Schalke counterparts. Chris, 4 points against Schalke, some good games there. Try and dissect the attritional affair between you two, very low scoring.
Yeah, it was really 2 games very difficult. You play a team with experience, but also that defends well, usually. They surprised a little bit on the first game with the 4-4-2 Diamond. Maybe you should play a little bit different, but you did well in the second. Like Alex said, games not really beautiful to look, but sometimes this kind of game exists, and you have to be prepared to win these games. Not sometimes with beautiful style, but with rigor and patience. And we would like to have 6 points, but I think it's a result fair. You spoke about what happened on the pitch. 5 points, it's realistic.
Match day 6, you play against Boa Vista. They've had a surprising season so far. Is there anything you look to exploit in terms of their weaknesses going into the next match day?
Will be a special match for me because it was the team I represent last year. I know them very well. It's a team that know each other since a long time. I respect them since the beginning because I know them. For me, it's not a surprise because they work really cleverly. So you will see, we'll prepare this game on a way different that you prepare this one. But you are confident. Now you won some place today. You are always improving and going on the table. And like I used to say, working more harder, you will reach your goals. I'm really confident and my teammates are doing a good job.
Galera, eu vou fazer o seguinte, vou estar encerrando por aqui e aí a gente volta aí às 3 horas para curtir o jogo entre o Barcelona e Bayern de Munique, beleza, galera? Espero que vocês tenham gostado. Às 3 horas a gente volta aí com esse grande jogo. Valeu, grande abraço.